Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I would like to welcome you all to our first Expression Art and Culture Talks of 2022. Today, we're very proud to introduce a new batch of artists from Qatar who can tell us all about their artistic journey and how they have been influenced by the United States and the entire world. My name is Fatima Al-Dosari, the Executive Director of Qatar America Institute for Culture, or as our friends call us QAIC. And we are a Washington, D.C. nonprofit organization that does art and culture exchange between Qatar, the US, and the larger Arab and Islamic worlds. I hope that you will enjoy the talk today, and it's an interview that is exclusive for an artist for a group of artists who join us in Ruwad Pioneering Contemporary Arts of Qatar, and it's in collaboration with Al-Markhiya Gallery in Doha. A little bit about Al-Markhiya Gallery, and it's Qatar's oldest privately owned gallery, and it's committed to promoting the development of the Arab art world, both locally and globally, through building an important regional and international network of contemporary Arab artists. The gallery promotes and represents a distinctive group of emerging and recognized Arab artists in Qatar, the region, and throughout the world, just like the group we're having today. We're also proud that we're able to sustain Ruwad Artists Pioneer Contemporary Arts of Qatar that was first established in 2018. And in 2022, as I mentioned, we celebrate the second batch. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our artists for today, who I'm sure are very excited to tell us all about their backgrounds and their passions and their interests. And I want to mention that a few of our artists today will be speaking in Arabic, which we always encourage. And the Al-Markhiya Gallery Director, Anas Qudit, will be translating for the artists. So the first artist, or let me just introduce them all, and then we can go one by one. We have Ebtissam Al-Safar, we have Fatima Mohammed, we have Mubarak Almalik, and Al-Ansari. So without further ado, again, I will leave it to the artist, and we will start with Ebtissam, who will introduce us about herself and her passions and inspirations, and we will go to the artist from there. And with that, with you, Ebtissam.
Hi everybody, أنا سعيدة اليوم بوجودي معاكم مع المجموعة الطيبة. اسمي ابتسام الصفار، فنانة قطرية. تخرجت من جامعة قطر كلية تربية فنية سنة 1995، وانضميت مباشرة للجمعية القطرية للفنون، ومن مباشرة شاركت في المعارض الخارجية والداخلية. وعملت طبعا في مجال التربية الفنية من 95، وتقاعدت تقريبا من 5 سنين، تفرغت للفن. أعتمد في لوحاتي على مادة الأكريليك على الكانفاس، وطبعاً استخدمت كل الخامات، ولكن ارتحت أكثر في الأكريليك. أتبع المدرسة التعبيرية، ومهتمة بمجال البحث والنقد في مجال المدرسة التعبيرية وما بعد التعبيرية، خصوصاً المرحلة في الخمسينات للتعبيريين الأمريكيين، والتعبيرية الألمانية اللي كانت طبعاً في بداية القرن العشرين. مهتمة بهاي الموضوع دراسة وتنفيذ وتطبيق.
Thank you so much, Ebtissam. And now we move to Fatima Mohammed, who will talk about her inspiration and her work.
Thank you, Fatima. My name is Fatima Mohammed. I'm a contemporary artist here in Qatar. I work in mixed media, printmaking, and installation work. My work focuses on my character, Anaj, who's half American bald eagle, half Khaliji. So I kind of combine both cultures together from my influence from school and my friends. So I find that it's and the music what I listen to. I graduated from Virginia Commonwealth University here in Qatar with a bachelor degrees in painting and printmaking and a minor in art history. I took part in 2 artist residences here in Doha at Fire Station and at New York at the International Studio of Culture program. And I was also lucky enough to be part of the first Ruwad. And I'm happy to be also now part of the second. I was part of, I had multiple shows in New York and around the world as well, and here in Qatar. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much, Fatima. It's good to see you again. And now we move to Mubarak Almalik, who is going to introduce himself and his artwork. Mubarak.
طبعا في البداية لي الشرف أن أكون من ضمن المجموعة الطيبة الحالية، وبتكلم لكم بشكل سريع عن نفسي. أنا مبارك المالك، فنان تشكيلي، خريج جامعة قطر تربية بدنية، حاليا أعمل في وزارة التعليم والتعليم العالي، أخصائي توجيه تربية بدنية. طبعا الحمد لله أنا في أسرة فنية، وأخص بالذكر عمي سلمان المالك أحد رواد الحركة التشكيلية في قطر، تأثرت فيه كثيرا، وكان لي الداعم رقم واحد في الأسرة، في العائلة بشكل عام. كان يوفر لي طبعا المواد الخام، النصائح، التوجيه، فاستفدت كثير من صغري بشكل سريع. طبعا في أغلب أعمالي أستخدم شكل البطولة أو رمز البطولة. البطولة بالنسبة لي مو بس المرأة، البطولة بالنسبة لي تعبر عن العادات والتقاليد، التراث، الوطن، الأم، قطر. فهالرمز يعني لي الكثير، ففي أغلب أعمالي أستخدم هذا الرمز وبس والله. وعندي العديد الحمد لله من المشاركات المحلية والخارجية، وهاي بشكل سريع. أنا مبارك.
شكرا جزيلا مبارك. Thank you so much. And now, last but not least, Sarah Al-Ansari, please introduce yourself and your inspiration and passions and also your artwork.
Thank you, Fatima, and thank you to the Qatar America team for inviting all of us. My name is Sarah Al-Ansari. I'm an artist here in Qatar. I have a Qatari father and an American mother. So my artwork mainly focuses not only myself, but I feel like people that are like me who feel like they're being caught in the middle. And I would like to describe that my artwork is a social commentary on my bicultural experiences growing up here in the Middle East. And what I like to do is mix some elements that involve Islamic art patterning and the portrayal of the human figure to kind of bring those two elements to represent my bicultural identity. But I mainly work a lot in painting and printmaking, but mainly now the focus has been watercolor illustration style painting. And I like to play a lot with ambiguity, color, and illusion to trick the audience to see is there a body there? Is there basically is there a human person there or not? And so this is what my artwork has been. So thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Sarah. And now we're really curious to know more about your career in Doha and to tell us about any of your international exhibitions or art experiences, especially in the US. Like now you're one of the artists who are exhibiting in our exhibition in Washington, D.C., and we can see your artwork, and we'd love to know more about your experiences.
شاركت في كثير من المشاركات الخارجية، أهمها يعني كان بنالي دكة الدولي في 2014، وشاركت أيضا في الأسبوع الثقافي القطري في طوكيو 2012. آخر مشاركة مهمة كانت لي في بلجيكا في البوزار مع مركز الفنون البصرية، ومؤخراً في 2017 كنت مقيمة إقامة فنية لمدة 3 شهور في استوديو قطر في باريس. كان مشروع جديد، كان لي الحظ أني أكون أول مشارك في هاي المشروع الإبداعي اللي نشكر عليه متاحف قطر تحت رعاية الشيخة المياسة بنت حمد الثاني. وطبعاً المشروع مستمر إلى الآن، وخلال كل 3 شهور يبعثون فنان قطري إلى استوديو قطر في باريس. وكانت هاي يمكن تقريباً آخر مشاركاتي الخارجية يعني. وحالياً أعكف على سولو يعني، لأن صار وقت طويل وأنا أشارك بس في مشاركات مع مجموعات من الفنانين. الآن أعمل على معرض شخصي إن شاء الله سيرا قريب.
Inshallah, all the luck, inshallah, والتوفيق. We want to know now more about the current partnership or the collaboration with the Markhiya Gallery. So tell us more about that.
والله أنا كان لي شرف التعاون مع جاليري المرخية من 2009 تقريبا. شاركت في مشاركات يعني أثرت الحركة الفنية في قطر. ما بقول الحركة، هي نشاط فني يعني، مع كثير من الفنانين القطريين والمقيمين. يعني تشرفت بهاي الفرص الحلوة مع جاليري المرخية، وأشكرهم طبعاً. هم يحركون الحركة الثقافية في قطر، وكان لهم دور كبير يعني في تلاقح الثقافات، يعني حتى يعني نشوف معارض من الخارج ومن الداخل، يكون لنا شرف المشاركة معاهم. هاي شيء يثري الحركة الثقافية في قطر.
That's really amazing to hear. And this actually brings it's a good segue to my next question, which I want to know more about the art scene in Doha and what sort of shifts have you seen over the years. And you just mentioned that the Markhiya Gallery participated in this change in the art scene in Doha. So can you tell us a little bit more? What do you think are the factors?
احنا لاحظنا بعد في الفترة الأخيرة خريجين الفي سي يو، يعني الشباب هذول أعطوا دفعة قوية. العلم يعطي الفن دفعة قوية للحركة الثقافية، خصوصاً اهتمام حتى مطافي للفنون بتقديم معارض مستمرة. بيكاسو، جورج سييرا، يعني حتى عندنا وايد أسماء يعني تكررت في الفترة الأخيرة، يعرفون المجتمع القطري هني بثقافات الفنون في العالم عموماً. وهاي شيء يعني يشكرون عليه هيئة متاحف قطر والمهتمين والمسؤولين على الفن والثقافة. يعني هاي شيء ضخم وكبير، يهمنا ان احنا نكون جزء من هاي العجلة التنمية الثقافية في الدولة.
Mumtaz, thank you so much, Ebtissam. My last question to you though, what are your next projects?
مثل ما قلت من شوي، عندي مشروع معرض شخصي يحمل عناوين إنسانية، بما أني أنا يعني أتبع المدرسة التعبيرية. المدرسة التعبيرية شوية تبحث في المشاريع الإنسانية بجانب التجارب التقنية، وفي يعني بهتم بالجانبين التقني والفني. فأبحث حالياً في مجال إني أكون في معرض شخصي إن شاء الله على آخر سنة 2028، وسيتحدد المكان في قادم الأيام إن شاء الله.
Thank you so much, Ebtissam, for sharing your thoughts. And now we would like to move to Fatima Mohammed and ask her the same questions. I want to first ask you to tell us more about your current partnership or collaboration with the Markhiya Gallery.
My current partnership, it started when after I graduated from VCU and started my residency in the fire station, I got to know the Markhiya Gallery much more. They were always very helpful, giving me advice. They have opened me many doors. I've exhibited with them several times since 2017. It was great honor and privilege to work with them. And recently I had a show with them before. It was the show in Qatar. It was the show was called Process, and it helped me show people the process of how I developed my character and how it became who she is right now.
Wonderful. It's a she. So tell us a little bit more about your character, who we can see now in the frame, showing all the beautiful paintings you have. So we would love to know more about your artwork and about your international participations as well. And how has your career been taking you, whether in Doha or internationally? Tell us a little bit more, Fatma.
So I would first start with like my character. She's half American bald eagle, half Khaliji. So she's like shows like both culture and how like especially with music, shows and everything, how Western culture has influenced us from like especially from schools. We like I've been to like British and American schools throughout my life. So their influence has always been present, and my English is kind of a bit stronger than my Arabic because I always use it more. So it's kind of that's how it began. For me, I combine the batula, which is a traditional face covering thing what like old ladies used to wear, which is a metallic fabric material. So kind of combine it with American bald eagle, what shows like gives the idea of like a strong figure. So that's how it kind of came about. And also it hides its identity, so it's like free to speak its mind. And my experience with internationally, I've done like multiple shows, and one thing that really helped me was my residency in New York in ISCP. For me, that helped me to develop my art into a different way and express it in multiple forms and explore more like into the photography essence and the performance aspect. And I got to know different types of artists. Also, I was part of the fire station residency here and in Qatar. That also helped me to be part of Qatar, Russia. It was a nice experience as well. And also multiple shows around. And of course, it was part of the Ruwad, the first one. And that also helped me open different doors. It was a very great experience. And it was one of my early shows done internationally.
Great. Thank you so much, Fatma. We are really curious to know about your next project. So can you tell us a little bit about them?
Yeah, my next project, now I'm starting to think more of the environmental side. So I've been working more with plastic bottles and how transforming them. So I'm taking my character into a different world right now, the environmental side, because during this pandemic, I realized how much masks I find in the floor and like water bottles and like rubber gloves. So that kind of intrigued me to go to that direction. So I'm going to start working more towards that. Hopefully more shows to come.
Thank you so much, Fatma. And now from the Batulas with Fatma to the Batulas with Mubarak Almalik. And we are really curious to know about his career, whether in Doha or internationally, especially that we know he worked on a special project in Miami recently. So we would love to know more about your work. Tell us, Mubarak.
ان شاء الله. نفس ما قلت، انا دائما في اعمالي استخدم شكل البطوله او رمز البطوله على الكانفاس. بكون صريح في تقريبا 2010 اصبحت اركز على فن الرسم على الجدران، الجرافيتي. هالنوع من الفنون ما كان منتشر بشكل كبير في قطر، فحبيت ادخل هالمجال واحاول اتميز فيه واترك يعني بصمه في الساحه المحليه. احد الاسباب اني بديت ارسم على الجداريات او ادخل هالنوع من الفنون، كنت اسافر دائما واشوف الاعمال الفنيه برا، فن الجداريات او الجرافيتي بالاخص. اشوف كل منطقه وكل دوله كل فنان يرسم رموزه، يرسم عناصره. فقلت انا ليش هالنوع من الفنون يعني مش موجود عندنا، ليش ما أرسم على الجدران وأستخدم الرموز الخليجية القطرية اللي عندنا، العناصر الثرية عندنا في قطر. فدخلت هالمجال. في نفس الوقت في أحد الأسباب، السبب الثاني أني ركزت على فن الجداريات، الجاليريات في قطر. يعني دائما تعودنا على الكانفاس، لوحات كانفاس في كل مكان. بالنسبة لي صار الوضع يعني شبه ممل، يعني قلت نبي نغير، نبي جديد، نبي. فمن داخلي قلت خلني شوي أغير وابتعد عن الكانفاس. بس لليوم أنا أشتغل كانفاس، لكن نفس ما قلت أركز أكثر على فن الجداريات أو رسم على الجداريات. طبعا أنا سعيد جدا أني شاركت في السنة الثقافية قطر أمريكا 2021. تم إرسال 5 فنانين من قطر لولايات مختلفة، واخر واحد انا كنت تم ارسالي رقم 5 انا مبارك، رسلوني الى ولايه فلوريدا ميامي. طبعا اعتبر نفسي محظوظ ان تم اختيار المنطقه، فسعيد جدا. ميامي يعني كنت امشي اشوف الفنون في كل مكان، فن الجداريات، الرسم، الفنانين في كل مكان في الفتره اللي كنت فيها. فكانت تجربه جدا ممتعه. حتى لما قدمت عملي ورسمت عملي كانوا الناس يمرون علي يسألوني. طبعا أنا رسمت هناك اللي هو موضوعي، اللي هو البطولة وواحدة ماسكة مركب، كان ماشي المركب لميامي. فكانوا الناس يسألوني يقولوا لي شنو هالشيء اللي على وجهها، شنو هالعناصر، شنو هالرموز. فكانت فرصة أن أتكلم عن عناصرنا وتراثنا في قطر للناس. استمتعت جدا. الناس هناك في أمريكا والولاية هذه كانت جدا عندهم طاقة إيجابية، يمشون يشجعون الناس، يشجعوني يعني يحمسوني. فاستمتعت جدا في التجربة اللي كانت 2021 ديسمبر.
That's very exciting. Thank you so much for telling us, Mubarak. Can you tell us a little bit about the paintings we have also in the background in relation to your participation and collaboration with the Markhiya Gallery, whether current or future ones?
طبعا الجاليري المرخية من أحد الجاليريات في الدوحة، اللي يعتبر جاليري راقي، يختارون الفنانين بعناية، يعطون فرص كثيرة للشباب الكبار، للفنانين المتميزين في الخارج. فطبعا لي الشرف إن كانت في أي مشاركة ويستدعون أو يكلموني يقولوا لي مبارك راح يقام معرض ودك تشارك معنا، طبعا أرحب بشكل سريع للمشاركة مع هالجاليري بالذات. علاقتي معهم طيبة جدا. الأعمال اللي شاركت فيها ال3 لوحات على الكانفاس. طبعا حتى في معظم أعمالي استخدم الورد، المدخن، طب والرمز الخاص اللي دائما استخدمه في اغلب اعمالي، البطوله. لكن بعد توضيح سريع، انا دائما شكل البطوله احيانا ارسمه بشكل واقعي، احيانا تجريدي، احيانا بشكل كرتوني. ففي اكثر من ستايل، الاساليب تختلف لكن الرمز نفسه والمعنى نفسه. فالورد يعبر عن الحب، المدخن يعبر عن الاصاله والترحيب عندنا في قطر. فهالعناصر دائما تكون موجوده باساليب مختلفه، واهم شيء عند الناس يستمتعون باعمالي، وانا بالنسبه لي الحمد لله يعني مستمتع باعمالي، لكن بعد اتمنى ان الكل يستمتع في اعمالي. نعم.
It's amazing. Thank you so much, Mubarak. My last question to you is your next projects.
المشاريع القادمه ان شاء الله عندي، طبعا قاعد استعد ان شاء الله السنه او بدايه السنه القادمه لمعرض شخصي اي واحد. وهالفتره هالسنه عندي مع القطريه بروجكت ان شاء الله خلال هالشهرين، مشروع الحمد لله يعني كبير، راح اكون احد المشاركين فيه، وانا سعيد جدا لهالمشاركه المهمه. ايضا اشغال هالفتره قاعدين يجهزون لكاس العالم عندنا في قطر، البنيه التحتيه عندهم مناطق كثيره يتم الرسم عليها. فالحمد لله عندي بعد معهم مشروع خلال هالفتره. فالحمد لله السنوات الاخيره في قطر المشاركات الفنيه، شوي الحركه الفنيه بشكل عام اصبحت يعني عديده وكثيره. المؤسسات في قطر اصبحت تشارك في هالنوع من جميع انواع الفنون، كتاره، اللجنه العليا للمشاريع، هيئه متاحف قطر، اللجنه العليا للمشاريع والارث. اغلب مؤسسات قطر تعطي فرص لجميع الشباب. فالحمد لله الحركه الفنيه في قطر السنوات الاخيره بدات اصبحت يعني جدا ممتازه، والحمد لله شيء يعني طيب.
Thank you so much, Mubarak Almalik, for sharing your thoughts. And now we want to know more about Sarah Al-Ansari and her artwork and her thoughts and her inspiration. And Sarah.
Thank you, Fatima. So my artwork is mainly inspired by mixed people like myself or people that I have met who talk about more of like fitting in within society depending on where they live or what they think that they belong in. And it also plays on the idea of, I like to play a lot with a lot of colors, and I also like to play a lot with ambiguity and a lot of patterning. This was sparked by a conversation that I had with my professor at the time in college, where I got really homesick, and she is from Laos, and she, like my mother, was married to someone that was outside of her culture. She was a Laotian refugee from the Vietnam War, came to America, and she married an American man and had mixed children like me. So we had interesting conversations about her daughters and me missing home at the time because I felt really homesick. And so this sparked the conversation of starting this art journey, art statement, and it just been expanding from then. And what I noticed was that this time I was inputting a lot more of myself. So you can see now like the representation of me along with like a woman that's covered with a hijab, but I wanted to bring something of more of a contemporary feel. So like you see the sneakers or the shoes, because a lot of people would say, oh, you're the girl with the sneaker, with this, like with the art with the sneakers. And I'm like, yeah, but it's to see like the me growing up, and what I like to wear and like comfortability and everything. So my inspirations literally have been just around that, like around just like what I've been hearing and conversing a lot in the past. And but I like a lot of I believe her name is Al-Ansari. She's a Moroccan artist, and I researched her a lot because she had the portrayal of a female figure but she had bullet casings, and I think you guys maybe showcased her one time. I'm not sure. And I like Gustav Klimt because of his use of patterning, and I just liked the color usage that he used up. So this is what I have been doing and what I'm continuing to do and expand upon.
That's really interesting. Thank you, Sarah. We would like to know more about your career. How has it been like in Doha? Tell us more about your international participations and other experiences that you had, especially in the US.
Oh gosh. So I feel like I'm like the new kid on the block here because as soon as I started to come back, because I've been away. If you guys don't know, I went to school at Middle Tennessee State University. So I was away for like almost 5 years, like going back and forth between Qatar and the US. So I didn't really start my career until like maybe a year after I came back, like from graduating from college. And so for me, I felt like it was such a slow start because I was trying to get myself, like reintroduce myself to society here and see what was happening. And so I feel like my career has been a little bit slow growing, to be honest, but I feel like because like my fellow colleague, Fatima Mohammed, I was also part of the artist residency with the Doha Fire Station in 2018, 2019. So I felt like that was sort of like a little bit of a push, I guess you could say, like a little bit of a push to kind of like get me out there and to really expand on my art after I hadn't done it for like a while. So it really helped me along to like with networking and like helping to meet people when I felt like I couldn't meet people at the time. And also meeting like Anas and like the team of at markhiya, because they were there because one of their locations is based at the fire station. So I was able to meet with him, I think within after the like a little bit during the residency and after. And so my experience with international exhibitions is not much. Actually, my first one is technically with you guys, with Qatar America. So, and I'm really happy and excited and honored that Anas and you guys saw something in me and was able to take my artwork to Washington, D.C. And fun fact, those paintings that you guys have in the in the space, they're actually used in a previous show that I had back earlier in October 2021, in a group show called Connections, which was inviting artists, Qatari artists that studied in America, and it was in line with the Year of Culture with America 2021. So they were here in Qatar, and then they left to Washington, D.C.
That's wonderful. It's like a continuation of the Qatar-US Year of Culture legacy. And we're very honored as well, Sarah, for having your artwork to be exhibited as the first exhibition internationally. You mentioned a little bit about your collaboration with the Markhiya Gallery, and we're curious to know more about that.
It was sort of like unexpected because I had just started working. I got hired during the pandemic. So I was trying to concentrate on that first, on my job. But then next thing you know, Anas and my boss were talking, and then they approached me and I was like, wait, what? So I kind of was like, not caught off guard, but I was just like, oh, hi, hello. And this was the Connections show. So like this brought about, and then right when the Connection show was ending, because it was only a month, it was only a temporary show, Anas told me that, I was thinking of this with Qatar America, and I think this would be a nice opportunity for you. And so that started started and pushed our relationship even more. So I like how this is going so far, and I'm hoping that this will be a continued relationship for for a longer period of time. And so I'm thankful that Anas was able to do this not only for me but for all of us that are involved in this exhibition. So thank you.
That's wonderful. And I agree with you. Like, this is how the partnership with the Markhiya Gallery started. We wanted to do more of Qatari artists and Qatari art representation. And we're very honored by this partnership that started last year. And we're looking forward to more to come. And I have one last question for you, Sarah. What are your next projects?
Oh boy, I think that's the very infamous question. Right now, I'm doing a couple of more paintings that are in line with the series that is showcasing right now at Qatar America. Potentially with alumni fire station show. We're not sure yet because of unsureness with scheduling and everything. But those are like the next few projects that I'm working on. And I tend to also work a little bit on like personal projects like illustrations on the side that's completely not related to my main art statement. But I think that's also important, like to practice and do other things on the side as well as like your main art, your main art work or your main art statement.
Thank you so much, Sarah. And I want to thank everybody for joining us today as part of this Expressions Art and Culture Talk, featuring an exclusive interview with our Ruwad Pioneering Contemporary Arts of Qatar artists. And I would like to invite all our DC residents for visiting us and visiting the Ruwad exhibition that we have in Washington, DC till the end of March. Please join us on our website to check any recent updates and also to get an appointment to visit the exhibition. I want to thank again Ebtissam Al-Safar, Fatima Mohammed, Mubarak Almalik, and Sarah Al-Ansari. And most importantly, I also want to thank Dr. Abdullah bin Ali Al-Thani, who is the founder of Al-Markhiya Gallery, and all the staff working at Al-Markhiya Gallery for their partnership and also their collaboration on this special edition of Expressions Art and Culture Talk. Thank you everybody again, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day or your evening.